Do you want to get into the very lucrative insurance surveillance business? Well, listen up. Here are some tips to help you out. First off, I want to say in the vast majority of work that private investigators do, you simply do not need to be a super genius to get into the industry. I know this may offend many PIs out there, but seriously, you do not need to be brilliant to be successful as a private investigator. What you do need to succeed is to be good at what you do, and to be good at what you do, you need to do some research, you need to do some studying, and you need to remember the old adage, practice makes perfect. Now, the first thing you need to know to be successful as an insurance surveillance investigator is to know the lingo. In other words, you must be able to talk the talk before you can walk the walk. When you talk to prospective clients, if they tell you they have an IW with an IME after their PT on Wednesday that they need covered, you need to know what they're talking about. And when you are talking to them as a prospect, they will talk in their lingo language, and if you don't understand, it will become very apparent. In that example I gave, the IW has an IME after their PT means the injured worker has an independent medical examination after physical therapy. An IME, or independent medical examination, is a doctor's appointment where the claimant, or injured worker in this case, will be visiting a doctor that is not appointed by the insurance company, nor is the claimant's doctor. This is sort of like a third opinion, if you will, and often occurs when the claimant's doctor's reports do not match the reports of the doctors the insurance company has assigned to the case. This video is sponsored by OREP Insurance and Working PI Magazine. OREP is a leading provider of private investigator liability insurance. Visit orep.org for a quote today. Other acronyms are things like AX or accident. This can vary from company to company. It could be AC instead of AX. How about CV, which means claimant vehicle? DOL, or date of loss. DOI, date of injury. HX is often used for history. LD means light duty. MMI is maximum medical improvement. MOD is modified duties at work. Then there is PTD, or permanent total disability, RTW, or return of work, and SIU, Special Investigations Unit, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. Needless to say, there is a lot you need to know, and I will tell you in a moment how you can get a free list of the most common workers' comp related acronyms. Here is another tip for getting insurance clients, and this can go a long ways with getting most clients, for that matter. Promise what others cannot or will not promise. Now, don't get me wrong, don't make promises you can't keep, like I will never lose a subject on mobile surveillance, or I will never get burned. You can make a real impression by promising things like, I will get all assignments completed within 2 weeks of assignment, or I guarantee 24-hour turnaround on report and video upon completion of all cases. Even simple things like, I will guarantee hourly integrity shots in all surveillance video, or how about, I will give a $200 discount on all 3-day assignments. One that works great for me also is, I will do a free skip trace on all bad addresses. Notice, I don't guarantee I will come up with a good address. I say I will do a free skip trace if the address turns out to be bad. Now, some folks may be like, wait a second, that costs money. You want me to give away free work? Well, I look at it like this. A 3-day workers' comp surveillance case is anywhere from $2,500 to $3,500 in most cases. And the cost for a couple of database searches is literally $5 to $10. As well, maybe 10% or less of the cases we get have a bad address. So the cost is really minimal if it helps land that big client. Let's do some quick math here. If you get an insurance client that pays $85 an hour flat rate for 8 hours a day, and the average assignment is only 2 days, and that client gives you one, that is it, just one case a week, which means you work 2 days a week, the revenue from that one client is over $70,000 a year. If 10% of them have a bad address, that is 5 or 6 a year. And if it costs you even $20 to run 2 searches on paid databases, that is maybe $120 a year spent to get 70 grand in revenue. Another thing that works often is to just tell them, give me the worst file on your desk. I don't care if every PI out there has been burned. I don't care if everyone has not been able to follow them. Give it to me and I will show you what I can do. Then you go out and you work it harder than any other case you have ever had and show them what you are capable of. Worst case, you get nothing, or you get burned, or you lose the subject, but you are able to get your work product, your report, and your video in their hands, and they can judge you by your efforts. One of the greatest things you need to do to get and keep any of these types of clients is to provide amazing work product. Your reports need to be flawless with no grammatical errors, no typos, always on time, always accurate, and nothing missing. But then, not too much information either, just the facts. And put photos in your reports. Again, not too many, but enough to tell the story. Clients love photos in a report that will help tell the story. The same goes for your video. Make sure you edit out the junk, maintain little to no shake, and the video needs to be very clear. Stellar work product goes a long way and will keep your clients happy and keep the assignments coming in. But you know what? None of it matters if you don't know where to find those clients. This is the biggest secret of all time when it comes to the private investigator profession. Sure, there are a lot of PIs out there that are more than willing to give you some tips on surveillance, some guidance on what should be in a report, and they try to help a little. But let's be honest, most are not going to give away trade secrets, the things that will help you potentially market to their clients. Well, I'm a little different. I will let you in on the secrets I know about, and here is the big secret to finding these types of clients. Here are the primary categories of clients where you can get some good insurance-related surveillance work. The first is self-insured companies. These are usually larger corporations who meet the state's requirements to not have to carry actual workers' compensation insurance. They're going to be companies with employee counts in the thousands usually, and will sometimes be self-insured and handle smaller claims in-house, but still carry an insurance policy to help cover the larger claims. So if somebody accidentally cuts themselves while opening a box, they will refer them to a doctor, get it all patched up, then they cover the doctor's bills, pay the employee for time lost, and move on. If it is a large injury, like let's say it's an explosion where there is SBI, serious bodily injury, that gets turned over to the insurance company. The reason some self-insurance companies do this is by handling the small claims in-house, which is the vast majority of workers' comp claims. They keep their workers' comp insurance premiums very low, as those premiums are set based on claims against the insurance, not claims overall. Other self-insured entities are in the government sector. These are towns and cities, counties, school districts, water districts, fire departments, and other larger governmental organizations. They pretty much handle things like the self-insurance companies do. They take care of the smaller claims, the cuts, the bumps, and the bruises, and have an insurance policy to cover those larger claims. If the entity is big enough, though, they may cover all the little, the medium, and the big claims all in-house. But check this out. If they have that policy for the bigger claims and they hire you to help investigate some of the smaller claims and it turns into a big claim, then when they pass it on to the insurance company, they pass on your information too. Or if they have a large claim and the insurance company says they need to have some surveillance done, then they can say, well, we have our own investigator to do that. And now you have the foot in the door with the insurance company. One of the places to get insurance work is this little known thing called a TPA, or a third party administrator. TPAs are organizations or individuals who handle the claims processing, and the reporting for those self-funded or self-insured entities. You see, most don't have the resources or the need to staff a position like this full-time, so hiring an outside source makes the job very easy and almost seamless. So they go with a TPA who has the experience, the knowledge, and ability. But how do you find those TPAs, you ask? And where can I get that list of workers' comp acronyms, you ask? Well, first, hop onto my Discord channel. The link is below. Then go to the free documents section after you have become a verified member, and there you will see a post of mine with that list of acronyms that you can download for free. And if you want to know the secrets of how to find self-insured entities, insurance companies, and TPAs, then check out this video.